Stephen Wyatt and Simon Webb with you in the commentary for this. And we've moved across from the arena, Stephen. One thing we didn't talk about when in the arena, and we're going to see it here with the first shot, change of table. Ultimate Pool USA have announced a relationship with Brunswick. Really excited to see the Brunswick table in action. And it's, I've had a little hit out there myself. I really like it.
Yeah, we both snuck one in, and it plays good. The table looks beautiful. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Almost a golden break right there off the bat. Wow.
Yeah, so if you are new to Ultimate Pool USA and the shootout, the tournament-specific rule is the 8-ball goes in on the break, you win the frame. If the 8-ball and the cue ball goes in, you lose the rack, so it can be severe. And Tom Cousins nearly making the 8-ball there, but comes up dry, and first opportunity here for Louis.
And Lou's a great local player here. This is his home pool hall, home bar. And I know he was excited to get in, but that's a rough start there against somebody like Tom Cousins.
Yeah, a little bit of an edgy one, that, for me. Obviously a tricky first shot, trying to swing the cube around here and make it happen, get some action going on what is quite a congested table. But Louis, a highly regarded player, certainly in the local area. You know, there's a lot of people that think, you know, he's a very dangerous player here, but he's taken on one of the best 8-ball players in the world. That there is no doubt. The Ultimate Pool #1 may not be that well known here in America, but he is dominating English pool. He is winning tournaments in China. He really is the real deal. And obviously, I spend a lot of time commentating on Tom Cousins, and he is right up there as one of the greats when it comes to 8-ball pool.
And I've noticed after the first event that he was here in Colorado, he looked a little uncomfortable his first few matches out there in Colorado, but he looks so much more comfortable. He's been on a little bit of a journey himself. He's looking in better shape, and I know he feels better. I think he's primed for a really, really good run, especially not just this event, but possibly for the remainder of 2025 here in the U.S.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we should see plenty of him in 2025. The full schedule to be announced by Ultimate Pool USA by the end of the year. But, I mean, he's just so dangerous. And we talked about him at the start. They're top and bottom of the draws, which is nice. They were in the final, the last shootout. But Justin Bergman and Tom Cousins, to me, they are Tom's the favourite to come through the top half, and Justin's the favourite to come through the bottom half. And they are the two big standouts.
Yeah, they're definitely the favorites, but the field itself is just so strong. Ricky Evans, I'm a huge fan of. I didn't know his name before Kansas City, and now I do, and I'm a huge fan of him. And then, of course, Dave Matlock, and I can't name them all because I'll just list, 16 players. It's going to be a great show today.
It is, and we're going to show you all matches, every single match from the tournament all the way through. As we see Tom just get himself in a little bit of bother here. Should come a little bit too far down. He should be able to get himself back into shape here, but he's not too happy.
Yeah, I think he can just send the 3 through that little gap. He just needs to be mindful of the cue ball here and get a good shot at it. I think he'll be fine.
Controlled it well.
Our first rack of the day is just seconds away from Tom Cousins taking the lead.
Yeah, really going to punish the mistake here from Lou DeMarco, who had first chance in this rack and misses his first shot, and Tom does the rest. Oh, crunches it. Deserves one.
13 ball's going to fall. Oh, okay.
Oof, did not think. I mean, I've almost sucking it in. I didn't think that was going to fall for him, but it has, and this is the layout he was looking for. This is a treat. If you were looking for a layout to free up and get going, you'd be hard pushed to find something better than this.
Yeah, every ball has a pocket.
Pretty much make a case for both sets having a pocket as well. I mean, I was thinking solid right from the outset, but if you had to, stripes wouldn't have been bad for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Lou wanted to stay on that end of the table or not. I thought maybe he would stay down there, but he's going to come up here and try and clear out. That way he can finish close to the 8-ball. Now This is something I don't like, Simon. I don't like leaving the 7 ball to get down table because you can make a mistake here.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Our referee's keeping it close. Now, he played a good shot there, but does he have the angle to cut it? I don't think he does, so he's going to have to reroute.
It almost, for me, needs to get on, needed to get on the 7 early. After the first shot. You know, if you couldn't quite get their first shot, you get their second shot. Once that ball's out the way, your work is done. And again, I would want to be on the 7 next. Has he come far enough? I think so.
Yeah, he definitely has. So it may work out for him, but it's not been easy.
I think if he's not on the 7, it's not the end of the world. You can clip the 6 in, come across right-hand side of the table, and then the natural line works. But this does make it easier.
He played that shot so good. If you look at the contact on the 11, so many things could have gone bad with not being able to see the 6 afterwards, and he hit it really good.
Yeah, and once again, just having to jack up a little bit. And this is exactly what DeMarco needed.
It's a jam-packed weekend full of pull action that you're not going to want to miss.
Gets this one flushed. Comes across it just a little bit. You can see the spot still spinning, so he's going to have to wait a second or two. And not the greatest layout at first glance.
Well, that cue ball just seemed like it spun for an eternity.
Yeah, and the 9. I felt like neither were going to stop. Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure he could quite get to the potting angle. Maybe a little bit rushed. 15 seconds a shot. We talked about it plenty. He's not got the experience at it, and obviously the layout required some work at the top, and gets their first one wrong. I think he tried to spin that in rather than it going clean. Could he get to the angle? Yeah, probably could.
I think he could have. I think he felt rushed.
Yeah.
That's what you see with a lot of people when they've never played. They don't wait for the beeps. The beeps should be like a guideline to tell you, hey, you still have a little bit of time, but some people, it jars them. It's like, oh, they got to jump into it, and they make a small mistake that costs them the game, the match, everything.
So we're down to 4 minutes left. But Tom runs out here, takes the clock out of play. It is a case of if the clock runs out, whatever the score is the score. The frame won't finish. It does end the match. But if Tom gets to 6, it ends the match just in the normal fashion.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that we're not going to see that clock finish out. I think
he's still got half a shot to play, though. But I mean, I feel he shouldn't have an issue with it.
This is going to be a nice little shot here.
Decides. I thought he could play the ball and just bump the 9 out the way, but not to be.
Yeah, I think he was really just trying to move stuff into a better position, but he almost made it worse on himself. I'm not sure the 5 ball goes with the combo anymore.
It doesn't matter, though, does it? He's down to 3 minutes 20, or 3 minutes 10 now, excuse me, and yeah, he's just in protection mode here.
Oh, and it just making matters worse, just almost being mean at this point.
Yeah.
But there's a good hit.
Yeah.
And he came out okay here.
It's been a good first match, though. I mean, Tom's gonna cling on for this one, barring a miracle here. But been a very good first match. Tom has played low-key perfect, apart from the break, really. And can you believe that?
Wow. Well, I don't know if that's going on the highlight reel or the fluke reel, but it was definitely interesting there. Might be the fastest I've ever seen Tom move.
Yeah, for talking about his clock management and how he doesn't ever seem rushed. He certainly was rushed there, but even rushed, he comes up with the shot. More by luck than judgment, but he won't care.
Yeah, when you're getting the favor, you get it all the way around. He's definitely hitting the ball good. And I think, as we expected, the clock will not run out.
He's got a nice shot on the 7 ball here, and we'll have a clean shot on the 8. Unfortunate for Lou DeMarco making his debut, but Tom's going to win this one.
A very solid performance from the Ultimate Pool #1. Top cat Tom Cousins wins the first match of the Louisville Shootout. He marches on. He's into the quarterfinals. A brilliant start to our day here at Rail Yard, and we'll be back after this break for match #2. Ricky Evans and Sam Henderson are up next.
Well, if you're going to make a splash in the Shootout, the biggest one you can make is taking out Tom Cousins, and either one of these guys has the ability to do it. They're just going to have to get through one another to get the opportunity.
Some hit this, not overloading it with too extreme power, but just flushed it. You could just feel the power, and what are we, 15 foot from the table, and that's kind of, you could feel the explosion.
Yeah, almost kind of jarring. It wakes you up a little bit. Very, very good break here, and a really nice layout for Ricky. Just a few little touch shots, and it'll put him in a good position to take this first rack. Very nice shot. He's got a really good start here. This is a good one for Ricky. Winning that lag was pivotal because it puts him in a position to take the lead early. Might have overrolled this one a little bit. He can still take the 4. He's going to have a little bit of angle. He wants to be on this side of the table so he can shoot the 8 in the bottom left. So this is going to be a key shot in this first rack. Wow, what a good shot there. That's how you start a match. A power shot like that. Beautiful. And wow, Ricky Evans got a little bit of a fan base here.
From tough queuing. Oh, made a miss though. I thought he was better on it than he was.
Yeah, and that's tough with the situation that he was just in.
And this shot deserved better, didn't it?
Yeah.
When he makes that, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to run this out, and that could change things out there. Now Ricky's back at the table, staring 3-1.
And if you could choose one word to describe Ricky Evans, I think my word would be composure.
Does the 12 have a pocket? Does it slide through the gap?
Yeah, I believe so. If it doesn't, he can come one rail across and, yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Play it in the other corner.
Yeah, better, because he's still got the same sort of problem with it. That he's finished on that low angle, which means he's got to deal with the solids, which is why he didn't take it first time round. But having the 10 over the left side pocket helps.
I think he could really do it either way. He can kind of draw into it and hold the cue ball where it's at, or I think he can go forward. That was a little risky, but it's going to work out for him.
It would have had to go horribly wrong to not have a shot. I thought that was an excellent kind of decision-making shot and executed really well.
That's a hard shot to shoot because you need that cue ball to react quickly, and you have to have a pure stroke for that. You can't power it. It very much so. It's stroke management on that shot. And this is great. Ricky Evans really showing why he likes this format. He's thriving in it so far, taking advantage of the few mistakes that Sam's made. We're looking at 3-1, and the clock is getting close to that 10-minute mark. The match clock, when you get down to that situation where there's a minute left on the clock and your opponent just scratched and you have all 7 balls plus the 8 on the table, and you know that you have to get out and you have to get out quickly, the run could be the easiest run you've ever seen in your life. But I've been in that situation. I had ball in hand, and my hand was shaking putting the cue ball down because it was so stressful for me. But in the end, the only thing I could think of is, man, that was a fun match.
Yeah.
Win or lose.
Win or lose is fun.
I knew it was going to be fun.
So what you're saying to me right now is that Sam Henderson and Ricky Evans having a lot of fun out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
So excellent break from Sam, and an opportunity then to tie the scores up here and now.
You know, if you can account for the fact that Ricky has played now 3 shootouts, and Sam is now on his second, I definitely say they enjoy the fun of it. They don't have to travel to come to any tournament, but they choose to travel to come to our tournaments, and they choose to play in the shootout. I think they both enjoy it quite a bit. And Sam really playing well here, and I think the 15-second shot clock suits Sam.
You see the slight difference, though, between Sam and Tom Cousins we saw in the previous match, just in terms of, it just feels that little bit more frantic for Sam, and that is just experience in this environment of 15 seconds a shot. Just feels that little bit more frantic, but he's been in perfect shape throughout here.
Yeah, and he's still got a lot of time on the match clock. Now, Tom was never down, so that might play into it a little bit, but Sam definitely, he doesn't let the beeps run quite as far as Tom does, so I feel like maybe a little bit more experience and he'll get used to that. Or Sam's a young kid, also has a lot of energy, so
yeah,
I think he kind of enjoy jogging around the table.
And we're all tied up.
Clearly, Ricky is a competitor, and he's playing for the trophy. He wants the title.
He wants both, but I love that statement. And he's in perfect shape here to take a 2-rack lead. Just got to be careful with the cue ball here, but he has plenty of room. And this is where I would start to think about the clock. Oh, has he come up short? He's hooked himself, is he? He has?
Oh, no.
That was edgy. That's the worst shot that Ricky's played in the whole match. I mean, look at the room he's got to play with there.
And there's still enough time on this rack. This is huge.
That
tied up
changes things dramatically. Sam Henderson then with 1:37 left just has to make sure here. Now, for me here, forget about the clock. Now, if we're talking about expert mode clock management, if I'm Sam Henderson, you run the clock down and make this a buzzer beater, which you can do because Ricky Henderson has the next break. You do not want to give Ricky Henderson an opportunity, a free hit at a golden break, so you guarantee it. But that is somebody that's been doing the clock management for longer than Sam Henderson. But if Sam runs this out, we are staring our first 6-ball shootout in the face.
Yeah, and he's going quick.
Yeah,
and you're right.
You absolutely have to make sure the clock gets past the 30 seconds. You do not want to give a chance for a quick finish. He should get there just natural.
I think he realizes now. I think maybe he realizes now that he needs to slow down and not leave very much on the clock, if anything at all.
Still has to make sure here. He might have been tempted to come down the table first and leave, because then you could have left one to come down with more room, because if he leaves a high angle here, then he's got a problem getting on the 8.
And Sam losing his chalk there, and he's taking his extension. He's trying to slow himself down a little bit.
Yeah, we're down to 24 seconds.
Great shot.
Yeah.
This is deja vu from last night.
Yeah, now he has to absolutely make sure. he has to absolutely make sure. We're down under 15, so he can do. Now you make it a buzzer beater.
So you just wait it out. Sam.
Wait it out. Make sure, hit it with a couple of seconds left, and the cue ball still tracks. The clock goes. And it is the buzzer beater. We are all square. Match A up to the end. And Sam Henderson ties us up. We're going to the first 6-ball shootout on our time here at Rail Yard. And it's good to see it already.
The excitement is real in this room. You can cut the tension with a knife.
Here we go then.
Sam's got to feel confident in this 6-ball shootout after that run out to make it go to this.
Break is key, and that's a good break. He slightly overhit it, but you can go quick from here.
He's missed his shot in the side, so he's going to have to go up top.
Oh, it falls for him, which is huge. The cue ball just took a while to stop, which hurts him.
This is still a decent time. Could be better. Cue ball needs to stop.
That's the problem, waiting for that cue ball. It's going to be around the 30 seconds, assuming this goes in. It's just outside the 30-second mark. Sam turns around, looks at the clock. Slight grimace. He knows that's 5 seconds outside what he probably needed to feel confident.
This is big. It's quiet as a church in here.
That's a better break. That's a better break. He's just having to wait, but you can do. You can afford to. Now don't miss and you win.
As little cue ball movement as possible is key here.
Yeah. This is primed from this position.
Stop shots if you can. He's in really good shape.
Oh, he might have to wait here.
A little bit of movement here.
Oh, he's got himself into trouble. 8 seconds. Oh, and it's going to be 5 seconds added.
Oh,
amazing.
No.
One shot gets away, and all of a sudden it changes everything. Ricky Evans was in prime position, 3 balls out to win the shootout. Gets away from him. One shot goes wrong, and it is Sam Henderson that comes from the brink to steal away match number 2, and he marches on. He's going to take on Tom Cousins in the quarterfinals. What a start we've had to the shootout here. So much more drama and excitement to come through the rest of the day. Stay with us. We'll hear from Sam, and we'll move on with the event. So you're thinking that this favours Cleve, but I don't think Cleve's in the greatest of form. Played an exhibition match last night. Didn't look like he was particularly comfortable in the environment at the table. So, and he hasn't had a huge amount of success with Ultimate Pool USA as of yet. So, question where this one lies. I mean, what's your take on it straight away, Stephen?
Cleve's an interesting duck because here's the thing. Our very first event, our very first match, he put on the most exciting match I think we've seen with him and Tyler Steyer.
Up there. So the top 3 or 4, yeah, for sure.
He hasn't had much success since then. In fact...
Well, he ultimately lost that match in the 6-ball shootout as well, of course. The drama was there. He played brilliantly, as did Tyler, but ultimately lost it because of in a 6-ball like we've just seen.
Yeah, and he's cashed in the Open. He has not made it very far into that payout structure. So it's interesting for me because this is his chance to turn it around. This is his chance. He's got... not as tough of a draw as he's had maybe in the priors.
I think this is the first shootout match he's played where he'll start as favourite.
Yeah, and he's got to take advantage of that,
yes.
And he's got to show a little bit of that prowess that he showed against Tyler, show a little bit of that prowess that he showed against some of the other champion players. He needs to bring it, and he probably needs to do it pretty quickly. I think Cleve's one of those guys that really thrives off being in the lead.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to do it quickly. So a win in rack 1 and then a steal in rack 2, that will put him in a great mindset.
He's in a tough spot here, though, in rack 1. He's just got himself into a mess early.
Yeah, I don't know what the shot is here.
I mean,
he's got to take the 12.
He has to take the 12, but it's hard to get good on the 14. And he tried to do a lot there. He tried to do an awful lot there because if he plays the natural, which I thought he had to do, really, because it just added too much to the tariff. So, but if he played the natural, then he was going to leave a bad spot on the 14.
Well, not only has he missed it badly, but he's missed it so bad that it's put Kaden in his shot to move the 7-ball, which may have been his only real big issue.
I didn't think Kaden would go for this ball first. I thought he had a good shot at it, but he's come out even better. This is a real chance for Kaden to take the first rack. Just has a little bit to work through. And Kaden, no stranger to the arena. Like we touched on, he's been in several finals. Has an Ultimate Pool USA trophy, one of which only less than a dozen people have. And he's come up a little far on this one. He would have liked to have had a little bit better of an angle on the one ball. Played a good shot. The 7 balls ended up in probably the worst spot it could have, right there on the end rail. Our beautiful Brunswick table here. This is going to make it tricky.
Doesn't want to land straight in here. He's got a touch of angle, enough to work with.
Yeah, I think he can. Yeah, I think we might see him kind of fire at this ball a little bit to try and force a little bit more angle. Yeah, he's looking at firing, coming mid-table, and then going 2-rail shape for the 8 ball if he gets all that. Nice little shot there. He's in a good position. And this is a worst-case scenario for Cleve Thompson. Really wanted to get this first rack.
Big let off this for Cleve Thompson, who we've talked about maybe as a slightly fragile on the confidence side. So getting away with an error in rack 1, which he will if he can get rid of this 8 ball, could really allow him to sort of ease into the match. And we talked about the fact as he does deposit the 8 ball, the cue ball's not in the side.
Just needs a solid break. And he's made balls. He's got it. There's a little bit of a tricky situation in the middle of the table there.
Do you think he's on the 7 straight away? If he's on the 7, I like the solids.
I don't think the 7 will go on the side. I think it's too thin.
I'm with you. And therefore you probably are looking at the stripes here. Maybe you have a good opener though.
The 13 ball, maybe. This is tough.
15 through the gap.
That's what he did.
Excellent shot. Excellent shot. 14 goes top left, doesn't it? And that opens up the other 2. So one more good shot. Next shot then after that becomes key, but he's got to get the good position here, and then he can unlock this frame.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful layup shot to get to that 14 ball. He's going to move a little too far. This is not good.
He can recover.
Can he see cleanly to the 13?
I think so. He can see the 13 slide across the table. I don't think it's worth the risk to try and get the perfect angle. Just leave yourself with an angle that you can then just might have to play a little bump shot, but that's probably the safer way of playing it, and that's what he's done this time.
And that's really a great shot because so many players will overdo that shot. They'll try and just get too much, and sometimes you just got to take your medicine, shoot the ball, maybe not have the best shot, and work it out from there. And that was just not a great
layout afterwards. He didn't get the bump that he wanted.
I don't think he's got anywhere to go. I don't see any aggressive play here.
That might have been worst case scenario with how that could have ended up.
What's he got for us? He's seen something.
He's not going to try and combo. Oh, wow.
Trying to play it in off the 8 in the side.
That's always scary.
Yeah. So 2 chances in the match for Kaden that haven't quite panned out for him. He's off to a slow start. Of course, we've talked a little bit about Cleve so far in the match in terms of where he's at, but you know, Kaden comes in with the confidence of being the junior champion and junior runner-up. But let's not forget, this is his first taste of Shootout, Paul. This is a step up in terms of, you know, he's up with the top players now.
Oh, wow. Very, very tough miss there for Cleve. He's probably a 90% favorite to make that every time, and
should be,
just
as an ultimate pool professional, that should be a 99.9% shot, really.
Yeah.
That may be the worst shot we see miss all day. That's incredible. I think that's why Cleve was very slow to get back to his chair.
Oh, and just to touch back on what we were talking about a little bit on Kaden. So Kaden is going to be confident. I think he feels confident in this format. We also have to remember the last time we saw him in an Ultimate Pool arena, he took a very tough loss to Sophia Mast in that 6-ball shootout. So the last time he was here, he was not all that uppity, and he wasn't too happy with how he performed in that. So this might be a little bit of a revenge match for Kaden.
Yeah, and also mentioning Sophia, she's scheduled to play later on today in the women's event. I can tell you she won't be here in time. She's making waves in the Women's World Championships over in Puerto Rico, and she's not going to be here in time. She may well still get here for the mixed pairs tomorrow, playing with Sam Henderson, but everyone here with Ultimate Pool USA hopes we don't get to see her. We all wish her well.
Yeah, in a perfect world, she wins the World Championships and then somehow magically appears in front of us, but we know that's not possible.
Yeah.
So to see her do well in any format is something I appreciate for sure, and I know everybody else within Ultimate Pool USA does. So Cleve, of course, has the experience, but also not the best under the gun. So we may be in for a real treat when we get to that 15-second shot clock. Things could get crazy.
Kaden's in trouble here. He's landed 2 straight in on the ball in the side. You can connect to the next ball, but then you're leaving a bad angle to then get out. So tries to do too much, and that forces the miss.
Well, and this plays into Cleve being able to control the table and the match clock. And Cleve's going to take all of that final 30-second shot. And Mr. Thompson looking good here. He had a little bit of a confidence boost on that bank shot. It's going to put him in a decent position to take this rack out. Just can't have any silly errors. He set up really well. I'm not sure why he's taking the 11 ball here. I like the 13 to the 15 to the 11, but it's gotten tough.
Yeah, he just gets his patterns in a mess. I think he's so conflicted with his patterns, you know, changing games, and once again he's in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not sure he even saw it. Really just a stop shot from the 13 to the 15. Well, and we're going to be in for another interesting finish here because Cleve does not have a straight-in shot on that 15 ball. I believe He can either cross the 15 or play it up top. The easier shot is up top. He's fired it into the hole. This is really a good play here from Cleve because he didn't have to get out there. But he's going to do it, and he's going to take a commanding 4-1 lead. He's going to take his time here, let the clock run a little bit. We'll be right around the 7.5 minutes left mark in the match. So Kaden Herrbach is going to be under the gun to make the comeback. I think he's going to have his hands full with Gary.
Yeah.
Gary is a different kind of monster, and he's very comfortable on the bar box table. He took one look at the table yesterday, and he said, "That's a nice table. I'm definitely going to play good on that table."
Love that.
I said, "Oh."
He's right. It's a lovely table.
So, and that's words from his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm going to play good on that table. And I feel like in any other scenario, you say that and you're playing Joe Prince, who has done so well over here in America. I feel like maybe they're a little high on their horse, but I can't disagree with Gary. I think it's going to be a crazy match, and I actually think somebody is going to come out and absolutely just play lights out.
Oh, it's
Look
an excellent
at that
shot
shot.
from Cleve, who put himself in trouble with a poor positional shot, but gets himself back in prime position. And he's four stripes and an 8 ball away from winning this one. And then, wow, he's missed 2 balls in this match that are hard to believe.
After making some crazy shots, and then he misses a
What have we got?
easy one.
457. Oh, Caden's just hooked himself on the balls down the table. It's just trying to think through the potential here for a turnaround, but 4 racks from here and in this spot, yeah, no, it's not going to be.
with the golden break in play, it's always a possibility, but even then, everything would have to go right and nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
And then you still have to fade Cleve's break. Tough situation for Kaden. I think he knows it now that even if Cleve makes another mistake, I think Kaden knows that his chances of coming back in this are pretty slim.
Oh, he has made a mistake here, though, hasn't he? How is he going to get across the table here?
I'm not sure he knows. I'm wrong. I'll flat out say it. I was wrong. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he played it pretty well if it goes past the 5, and I think it does.
Well, one way or another, he gets himself to the 8 ball. And this for a victory for Cleve Thompson in the shootout. And in it goes. Not the greatest of performances early on from Cleve, but once he got his tail up, once he got his momentum going, he started to find some form, and Cleve Thompson gets victory in the shootout.
Good break here by Joe, several balls down. That might be the best break I've seen in the shootout so far. Very nice spread. And of course, if you're just joining us, this is the Ultimate Pool USA Shootout event. My name is Stephen Watt, and I have Simon Webb with me.
Certainly do. Looking forward to seeing how Joe Prince is going to step up, moving from the Open for his first taste of shootout pool. He's a confident young man, that's for sure. That's an excellent shot.
Yeah, definitely confident. Maybe a flash of cockiness, but he's also very passionate.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there is that element of him, but I think there may be that within most people that that some people mask it better than others.
If I played as good as him, I'd probably be a little cocky too. But
Yeah.
you know, I've talked to him enough off the table. He is very, very passionate about pool, as well as his family, and pool is his money maker. That's how he supports his family. So he is very passionate about that for his family's sake. I think we're going to see him do well. He does have a big bridge to hurdle here with Gary Browning, but he started off well. He's going to get the clearance here, or at least he should.
I mean, I'd be amazed if he doesn't. I mean, it's almost, for a player at Joe's level, almost impossible not to get out from here. Just sort of, every time I go out there and do the interview and then come back into the I'm almost like I'm having to sort of, I feel like that if I was watching this I'd feel the same. You're just having to sort of reset yourself and you're just easing back into the next match, because I feel like, you know, the matches are sort of action packed and boxed around the 30 minutes. It sort of all seems to happen quite quickly. And
big break here from Joe. Watch out, 8-ball got kicked. And nothing on the break. He's not very happy with that one at all. You saw the 8-ball flying down table. Wouldn't have made it into the pocket, but no ball down, so Gary's going to take over. And Gary really got an opportunity here to take the lead. He's really taking advantage of Joe's dry break here. And you got to like him to get out from here. I think he's the favorite to get out.
yeah, you think get rid of the one, leaving a solid down the table to get onto the 8 top left corner, you'd think.
Yeah, like right here, I think 6-1-4 is the perfect position.
Yeah, Gary agrees with you. That's what fascinates me about this game, Stephen. I love it. Just working out the puzzle, the pattern. How do I make it easy? How do you? And that's what you're looking at there. How am I getting on the 8 ball the easiest way? And he's certainly done that. Or he will do when this 4 goes in.
I'm not the best player in the world, and I feel like I play really good from sitting here.
Yeah, well, I feel like the best player in the world when I'm sat here. Just left himself a little bit too much angle, which is why he's not absolutely right behind this 8 ball, but he's still absolutely fine.
Yeah, this is just one of those testers where you just got to put the ball in the hole. Should be fine. It's a great shot.
We're going to have the Open getting underway in just under 2 hours' time on the tables you saw there. There's another room full of tables as well here at Rail Yard.
Well, that's a massive break. Everything has opened up and the stripes look amazing.
Got to make it a quick one here. Got to fly through these. Somehow you've got to find some rhythm and put the pressure on.
And for somebody who may not be used to playing under the shot clock and the match clock, that's not the easiest thing to do. So Gary's really going to have to settle in.
Once again, gets the cue ball wrong, but actually lands very, very tight, but actually lands okay.
Cue ball's going to be moving here. That's a good shot. He's given himself an opportunity at the rack. That's what he had to do. Oh, no. Oh, that is so unfortunate. The ball in hand foul. I think Gary must have just touched a ball with his hand.
Yeah, we'll see this again. Just watch the 4. Yeah, pretty clear. Tough one. And that could well be his last moment in the Louisville shootout.
On a great catch by our referee staff here. Unfortunate for Mr. Browning. But really opening the window here for Joe Prince to successfully have a shootout debut. You almost get the sense that Gary really never got settled in the match.
I just think he just did not have the cue ball today at all. Just kept putting himself in trouble. Even that one there, I know he touches the 4, but his cue ball wasn't right getting to that position. He had to work hard to get where he did, and I just don't think he quite had his A game today. And he had Joe early on. He had Joe just under it a little bit, but since Joe's got himself a couple clear, he's just freed up completely, and he's played a really solid match and gets the victory 6 racks to 2.
I'm probably just the third person to touch the table. That came in just shortly after you guys had been here. Of course, you and Pops getting things set up. You guys were doing the hard work, and I just rolled in and got to touch the table and play on it a little bit. But I played a rack or two, and it played very, very well.
Speaking of how well it played, did you see that break right there?
That was a monster break.
My goodness.
And Greg is one of those players that he's a little quirky in his playing, but you can't deny the ability. I mean, he shoots straight.
Yeah, he's been running around the Midwest stomping grounds for a while and doing well, and he's got a lot of respect in the sense of how he plays and his ability. If you draw a Spanky in a tournament, you're not happy about it. So
yeah, and there's not too many people that are happy about it at all. So, of course, Hayden, unfortunate with that draw. But in this field of monsters, which monster do you... The kid's a monster himself, so...
Exactly. He's knocked off some big players himself already at 13, you said. I mean, yeah, he's got a great future ahead.
There's a clip running around somewhere of him playing Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, and he...
Great shot.
Francisco never got a shot at the table because Hayden broke and ran on him, and it was just fun to watch. Really great to see Hayden playing that, but... Greg's playing this rack out pretty well. I think I like playing the 2 and then the 6.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of this way, but it might work out for him.
This is dangerous. Okay.
It definitely worked out for him.
He's got to find a pocket for this 8-ball, Steven.
Does the 8 go in the bottom right?
See how he hits it. That'll tell us everything. Oh. So I think he was trying to use that check and try to do what you said, but this new felt's just not going to allow it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe Saturday evening, it might break in a little bit, and you might be able to get a little bit of that check, but right now it's tough.
What's he doing here? Oh, he's scratched. That's unfortunate. And Spanky's never been one to take his time on a shot. He's not going to sit there and calculate it a whole lot, but... You got to feel that was just a really unforced error.
Yeah, a bit quick there on the strike. Just kind of caught down and just fired at it. That might have been a little bit of frustration in the, not getting where he wanted with shape. So.
Maybe some nerves as well. I mean, Spanky's played a lot of pool. I don't know how many times he's played in an arena like this.
It's unique. This Ultimate Pool Arena is unique for the amateur pool player, and even a lot of these pro-level players. It's the cameras are on you, the lights are on you. You can feel the heat, the pressure, and I mean, yeah, it's exciting. I don't want to be in there. I'll tell you that.
And not only that, I mean, me personally, I feel like I thrive on that, but I can't understate that it's not that I don't feel the pressure. It's that I like the pressure, but there is a ton of it, especially with a big crowd of people around. There's quite a few people sitting around here. When we had our 6-ball shootout earlier between Sam and Ricky, there was a huge crowd. So
there's a great out there. No nerves for this kid, though, is there?
And hoping for an error on his end now. Hayden's a Kentucky boy. We're going to see him go for the bank. He's going to come up short. And it's still going to be an open table. And I got to tell you, I think Greg's going to shoot at this. I think he's going to take the 14 and break the 10 out.
I like.
Or the 9 ball and take the 10 out. But
I didn't like breaking it out with the 9 because you're just forcing it down towards the 6.
yeah,
I
there's
like
no
shooting
pocket for
14
it.
there.
I like the 14 as well.
You come up into it, you work, and then you've got your 11 in the corner. You got a 15. You got a couple backup balls, just in case you don't fall right. You know, there's chances there. Yeah.
That was my thought process. Is that even if he gets real close to the 10 ball, he'll always have a shot at the 11.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of an error there in the way he played it, and so now Greg's going to have to go. I like going 2 rails and getting almost the same shot he had, a thin cut on the 14, and come up and pop the 10 out.
Yeah, I like spinning around.
Oh,
He's going to overcook this.
it might work out for him, but
Yeah, that did work out. Yeah, a little fortunate there.
and he's having a little laugh about it. He knows that's not really what he was trying to do, but I think it's going to work for him.
There's the shot.
Beautiful bump, and you know, you couldn't come out any better than that. I just think he missed the ball. Doing it earlier would have made things a little easier on him.
Yeah. And he's still got to come up with a shot here. Pretty natural, though, 1 rail back.
Yeah.
Just make the ball. Very nice. Wants to get this to roll through. Yep, he's
Yeah,
fine.
he's golden. Just gotta. I like putting a little bit of stun on this ball and trying to keep it on the left side of the 1 ball, but he may just like rolling it forward.
Yeah, if you can not jack up there,
Yeah.
always want to do that, right?
But I'm not near the player he is, so he may have seen the angle a little better than I did.
All right, here we go.
Greg just looks nervous, and Greg, for being kind of a bigger guy with the beard and everything, he looks a little scary. He's probably the most approachable person I've ever met. He's extremely nice. He's never met somebody he didn't like.
Oh, and here it is. This is
That's
what
a
I was
dry
talking
break.
about. Here's his chance.
And the time clock isn't going to start until that ball stops moving. So now the clock is moving, and Hayden's got a great opportunity here. Oh, this is laid out good. I like the 2 ball first.
That's your shirt there. Yep.
And don't touch the 8 ball. These kids have gotten so used to playing in like compression sleeves and stuff like that. They're very aware of touching balls and stuff like that. So this is going to be a good one. The 1 ball connects everything up top. He's shooting a little quick, which scares me some, because that's generally where a mistake happens, is when you kind of jump on your shot quickly. This is going to be...
The worst spot to get right there. He's fine, though.
It's not the end of the world, though, because he can just come down. That's a great shot.
It's good concentration there. Not hitting the 14. That's tough to do. Knowing the shot clock's running is very well executed. Anytime you're jacked up like that, it's just so hard.
Yeah. No time to think about it, Hayden.
Easy to slow down.
He's going to have to cross this ball.
I think it falls behind the... Can he not play it off the 13, or is it the 13 too deep?
I think the 13's too deep. If you look, it seems like more than half the ball's in the pocket. Oh, wow.
Get out of there!
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Guys,
Unfortunate.
I'm almost speechless. What a way for Greg Hogue to win his shootout debut. Unfortunate for Hayden Ernst, but wow, what a match there. And it was an incredible finish. Greg Hogue wins his shootout debut.
Got to hit that well.
Yeah, the table's breaking good. Greg had a big break as well. Not a ball touching there.
And of course, this is a match to find out who Greg will play in the quarterfinals.
Well, either group looks pretty good. The 14 would be the only issue. Solids is definitely the choice. Shane's got great patterns in April also.
Yeah, and patterns and touch is Shane's game. There's no doubt about that. And the problem he's had over the last 12 months or so is that he's He's really started to expand his game. Obviously, he's been an English professional, an English pool professional for a long time. You know, playing an awful lot there, but he's expanded into America, into China, and it's just affected his touch a little bit. He was saying to me last night how he has to kind of review his schedule for 2025 just to try and give himself the best opportunity, because you know it's not about not wanting to chop and change. It's just a case of picking and choosing the right ways to do it. You know, for example, he goes to a big tournament in England next week. You know, so he's almost going to be straight from here. Well, I'm making the same journey. We're moving straight from here, straight to a big tournament in England. You know, fly straight in, straight to the next event, and doing that is tough. So he just wants to give himself the best chance for success.
Well, yeah, and they're such different disciplines. You know, they require such a different stroke for each game and process patterns. I mean, yeah, that's got to be tough.
I have to say though, I mean, obviously I've known Shane for a long time, watched and commentated him, and actually played against him for a long time, and I think he's looked really good from the bits I've seen from him over the last 2-3 days. He's been at the venue for 2.5 days now, getting used to conditions. Played an exhibition last night where he was pretty much flawless for 30 minutes.
Start out the same way here. This is the 9. Oh, there. First rack, Shane Thompson.
Let's say Shane does break and run here. He's still going to have 14 minutes left. You know, that's a lot of. He's got to get winning frames, but
it really is a lot of time. Oh. Is this dry?
It is dry, and that was another brilliant break from Shane as well.
That may have been his best yet, and just nothing falls. Spread, everything. Cue ball got away from him a little bit. When he breaks, is he trying to bring that back to the top rail?
Yeah, I imagine he might be trying to park it. If he was playing English ball, he'd be bringing it back, trying to come straight down the middle of the table. But he might be trying to park it in the middle of the table.
Opportunity here. I believe that 13 passes the 6 into the bottom right, so no trouble. Just come across here and avoid the side pocket. You've got your options from there. You take the 13. I kind of like taking 13 now. Well, there's a case for both. You could take the 10, draw back, play the 13 to the 11, but I like getting it. Very nice.
What he needed. And this is where you do just step the pace up a little bit, and I think he's conscious of it. I think we've just seen him there. He's a bit like I said with Shane in the previous rack. You know, he knew he won the frame 4 shots out. He just didn't hang about then. Then you just pop him in, and you know that speeds up the rack.
Yep. Sometimes that's when the nerves really kick in. You know, it's the end of the match.
And he's made a ball, and the layout is, first glance, okay. I think the solids are good here.
Yeah, if he can squeeze that 5 in, I don't know, he may not have to.
Don't know if he needed to bump the 8, but opens it up just a little bit more. Does have a really tough next shot though. It's not just the pot if he goes down to the bottom right. That's why he's going bottom left. If he goes bottom right, where's the cue ball going?
Mm-hmm.
And he makes the mistake. So Shane does get a reprieve. He does get a chance at the table. Oh, and he's left him a good angle here to break out his only, well, one of 2 bad balls.
Let's hit that well.
He can bump out the other one here. 2 shots in, opens up the rack.
It's got to come with a pretty good shot here. It's all right though.
Ooh. Thought Shane had missed it. I think Shane thought he'd missed it for a second. I was working on the assumption all the way through this that the 15 did go to the top left. He sort of needs it to from here. If he doesn't, then he has to really work the cue ball. No, plays for it.
How tough is this back cutting to about a half a pocket?
Yeah, and you've got a small window for the cue ball as well. If it was that tight, I mean, he could have played. He could have played to the top of the table. I mean, it depends how tight it was, whether that was going to be a tougher shot than what he was faced with there. That's just the second mistake in the match for Shane Thompson, and that may be enough. May not get great on his next ball.
Yeah, he's a little flat. Let's see what he does here. He's just going to take the shot on.
But he's potentially playing into the 8 here. Can avoid it, but that compromises the position. Oh, just comes out. Excellent, and what a match this has been. What a turnaround as well. 3-1 down. Chris Mitchell found a finish and found a gear. Played brilliantly since then. Just the one mistake in this frame. That's it. Chris Mitchell gets the victory. 6 racks to 4. Brilliant turnaround for Chris Mitchell, and he knocks out the Ultimate Pool professional Shane Thompson, and he moves on to the quarterfinals a little bit later on today.
I'm super excited, and I want to see how Stephen McGehee plays as well. I don't know much about him, but I've heard he plays pretty stout, and he's got his hands full.
And he's got a monster break on him. That's huge from Stephen.
This is the break I want every time I come to the table. Literally.
Once would be nice. That was massive. A really good opportunity. Exactly what you want in the opening rack of a match. Just an opportunity just to get that Q arm going and loosen up with a little bit of breathing room with the pattern here.
We've seen some big breakers today. Greg Hogue had a monster break, and now Stephen with another one. This is great. What a layout this is. For a player I don't know very well, his cue action is really nice, and he stays still over the ball. Clearly he knows what he's doing. And he's come out really good on this.
Maybe a little bit tentative on that one. Really shouldn't cause any issues.
Yeah, just a few rails back up for the 8 in the side pocket. That's perfect. This is the rack that you have to have playing Dave Matlock to start off with. He's got to be happy with this. Hear the crowd roar.
Yeah, local favorite here. Gave it everything and makes a ball.
And, not a knock on his age, but Dave isn't quite the young man he used to be. He gets a lot of power into that. I almost equate that to Mike Tyson being 58 years old and still hitting crazy, crazy power. So,
yeah, I think there's 57 years between our oldest and youngest competitor in the shootout today.
That's such an interesting stat.
It's crazy.
His only real trouble here is going to be that 9 ball. And I think it goes, well, that changes things. I'm just not sure if it changes it for the better with how it landed. Oh.
A mistake from Dave Matlock that he, at first glance, may have got away with.
And I'm not even sure it was a mistake, just a odd bridging and just unable to put it in the center of the pocket. And
there was a big enough gap. I wasn't sure that there was. Actually, just very easily just puts it away, and so that mistake from Dave Matlock should cost him the frame.
And that was a good shot. The cue ball barely moved. Lots of control there for Steven. Got to be careful here. I'm not a big fan of that shot. I feel like he could have gotten a better layout with the shape. A little bit of angle would have gone a long ways for that 7 ball. Now he's going to be forced to take the 6 here.
Yeah, just running into trouble, isn't he? I think you're absolutely right. 2 shots ago, possibly a bad decision, just sending him down the wrong path. Like both, top left, maybe? No, he's got. He can see. No, he can see the 2. Can't he? Slide across the table. Just doesn't like it.
I think in this situation, you have to play the 2 in the bottom left, and let your cue ball run to take the 7 on either side. It doesn't matter. He's going to try and follow it, and that's a poor shot.
But where was he going with the cue ball? That's what I don't understand with that. I get the shot, but you have to back yourself to make it and.
Yeah, I think
and be on the 2. That's
I think
strange.
It would have done him a world of good to take an extension and just analyze that just a little longer. There was a shot there, and that wasn't it. And Dave's just got to avoid the 7 ball being in the path here, and he'll be fine. Not the easiest shot in the world to control the cue ball on, but he's shown that he has a ton of control with that little white ball.
How about
that's
that?
how I would have done it, but
How about
hats
that?
off to him. The human highlight reel strikes again. Amazing shape on that ball. And what do you think the play is here?
Oh, he's playing for short position there and just got too much on it, but he's not being concerned with the 5 all the way through. So I'm wondering whether he's happy enough with the bank on it himself.
Banking it to the corner.
To the corner, yeah.
I think the bank to the side would be tough, but...
Has he done it again? Has he done it again? He's done it again. And look what he's left himself as well.
He's gonna...
This is outrageous.
But he's ruined his chances of being able to bank that ball to the corner pocket.
That is true.
You know what I like here? I like trying to play the 5 off the 15 to the side. He's just going to play this safe. I thought he was going to go with some Matlock magic, but
I'm not sure about that. I'm okay with the safety, but that's left him in a world of trouble here.
yeah, Steven's going to counter safety,
Yep.
and it's going to be a whole lot worse if he doesn't scratch.
Yeah. Whereas I suppose he's playing clock, isn't he? But if he plays that a little bit firmer, then you still leave nothing on, but you don't tie things up as much.
And the one thing about Dave is if you got him kicking at a ball, you're not hardly ever going to get the ball in him.
And I think, and that's part of the thinking here for Dave Matlock is that he's 2 in front with 8 to play. You know, he can waste some time here. Whereas if he opens everything up there, you know, all things being equal, Stephen wins his next visit to the table, and then we're already on the next frame by now. So there's some clock management here, which time will tell whether that comes back to bite him or not.
Matlock magic. Oh. I was begging for something crazy to happen. And Steven's going to have a chance here.
Yeah, that should be the end of the rack.
Maybe not the best angle on this ball. Would have liked to be able to have something to work with, and he doesn't have much. But he's gonna come out okay. Don't want to end up 50-yard line.
He's fine. No, maybe he's. I just assumed he was going to take it in the corner, but no issues on the side. Wow, I'm so shocked. I don't see the issue with going corner there.
You know, when I initially said the 50-yard line, I turned out and I looked at it and I said, okay, nah, it's fine. He'll shoot it in the corner.
Yeah.
When he changed to the side, I thought maybe the camera was a little deceiving. But I think you're 100% right. He should have taken that in the corner, and I'm not sure why he didn't.
It was a good pot from Dave, but not the cue ball this time. Doesn't matter.
What a shot.
Just doesn't matter.
That's such a difficult shot with the way he was jacked up on that ball. And he's going to have to hope for something big to be able to get back in this match.
Not quite as well struck this time from Dave. Maybe a tip high.
I think Dave is so comfortable with the match clock and the shot clock at this point. I think no matter what happens, he'll play the clock to his advantage.
Well, that was a little bit of a wide. I'm with you. When he gets to the table, he will, but obviously he's now going to have to sit in his chair, and he's got to run 2 racks here for Stephen. He's just got to go back to back, put the pressure on to Matlock for his next visit to the table, which he wants to be at 5-4.
And he may even need a golden break after that.
I think there's time, but he would need if he was able to run the next 2, he's going to have a minute and a half on the clock maybe, so a dry break from Dave would be good, but that's what's required here, is essentially running 3 racks.
And in that situation, we see Dave breaking, and his breaks are clustering up a little bit, whereas if Steven was breaking, we feel like maybe nothing would be touching and everything would be laid out. So he's up against the wall, and he's going to have a lot to do to get back in this match.
Oh no, the work was done, just had to be careful with the pot on the side. That could be Stephen's final match.
I think we've only seen one mistake from Dave Matlock, and that was in this rack. And he's going to need another one, is Steven, to stay in this. We've almost got our quarterfinal set.
Well, there's one more match to come, isn't there? And it's could be an interesting one. Payn McBride and Justin Bergman and Matlock for the winner. Assuming that Dave wraps this one up.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dave would be wanting a chance at revenge for Bergman beating him in Colorado. Of course, Bergman going on to win that event. Justin's really refound his love for pool with us, with Ultimate Pool. I think he enjoys the rules, and I think he enjoys the people.
I agree. It looks like it would be Matlock in the quarterfinals. It is a brilliant mix of excellent 8-ball bar box pool from Dave Matlock, mixed in with just that little bit of magic and a touch of fortune as well. Greg Hogue beat young Hayden. Ernst. Shane Thompson knocked out by Chris Mitchell. Possibly the biggest surprise of the day, although Chris is a serious player in his own right. And then we've just seen Dave Matlock get the victory over Stephen McGehee as well. And it means our final match of the last 16 is Justin Bergman taking on Payn McBride. And it is Justin that's going to get us underway with the opening break, but it will be Payn with the first chance in the opening rack.
Yeah, and Payn is...
And we're just calling for a timeout, referee timeout here. I'm not entirely sure what for, but we're just waiting to find out. I think it's just a clock issue. We see the bells toll for the start of the match. And so we have got the essentially defending champion in terms of Justin Bergman. He won the last time he had a shootout. He's coming into it alongside Tom Cousins, for me at least, as favourite for the tournament. They met in the shootout final in Denver, and they're potentially, both in different halves of the draw. Could meet in the final here if things go to plan. But Justin has a tough matchup here against Payn McBride to start off.
Yeah, and realistically, when you look back at that final between Justin and Tom, you can't often say that you've seen Tom Cousins be outplayed, but Justin outplayed him in that finals and won it in a pretty good fashion. So that'll be interesting to see if we get that rematch. But Justin's got to get through Payn first, and Payn is definitely a good player in his own right. He's just above the junior level. He's 18 years old, but he has a lot of experience, and he loves 8-ball. I talked to him yesterday with his mom, and he was saying 8-ball is his favorite game. There's not many 8-ball tournaments in the U.S. until now, and he's excited to be able to play bar table 8-ball in this setting. So he'll be looking to make a statement against our defending champion.
Yeah, it's exciting to see him play, actually, and I love hearing people really enjoy the game of 8-ball. It's obviously something that we're passionate about with Ultimate Pool USA. He's got a tough layout, but a doable layout here in the opening rack.
Yeah, and it's interesting, tons of good players in this shootout. We've had a good crowd all day, but when Justin Bergman hits the arena, the crowd just boils over.
Yeah, just a few more people coming over, getting a little bit more involved.
Similar to when the 6-ball shootout happened, the crowd almost tripled, and we're seeing a little bit of that now with Justin Bergman in there. Of course, Justin out of the pool scene for quite a while until he made his Ultimate Pool USA debut 2 events prior from now. It was the Kansas City Open. Oh, wow. What a shot that was. Very, very tricky shot.
Yeah, dangerous, wasn't it? Just controlled it well. Just the knowledge of where the cue ball's going and the contact he was getting. Keeps him in good shape here.
The tough shot here is you want to take the 13 before you shoot the 8-ball, but you can't do that with the way it's laid out. So he's going to have to do something special to get a good shot on the 8-ball.
I'd really like to take the take the 15. If you feel like you could drop it in and hold the angle he's on now, obviously he'd be further down the table, but I think it's too risky that you'd go too far.
I agree with you there, Simon. And this is the shot that you want to shoot before you shoot the 8-ball putt.
Exactly. That was my thinking. If you can drop the 15 in almost pocket weight, you couldn't. So
I'm just trying to figure out what I would do because I don't know.
I think you just have to just feather off the one ball here. Just let it drift through. Might even open up the 8-ball for the side the way he plays this, and whether he can get back to it.
You could play it with almost with a little bit of stun, but I don't know how he's going to get back to this 8-ball. I don't know if it goes up in the top right. But now it's opened up for the side pocket. He could leave himself a tough cut to the side. Just go one rail across the table. That's perfect. He's got a tough shot, but it's makeable. I don't think there's a fear of a scratch there. A little bit further would have been great, but I think this is manageable. Wow. Well, in terms of the difficulty of the rack, that was a 5-star level rack. This 6-ball is definitely a tester. It's not an easy shot, but if he can manage to make this, he's going to be able to get out here.
Oh wow! That is, well, Payn McBride has been rewarded for pulling back. That is incredible to go and scratch on this angle at this pace.
I've seen that ball scratch when you slow roll it, but I don't think I've ever seen it scratch at the speed that it was shot at. That's insane. A little bit of drama here in this match. Payn's got such a nice setup here to get out. Great play there. I really like him to just roll this forward, play the 15 in the side pocket. Could have used a little bit more angle. Now his cue ball is going to be moving a little bit, whereas he could have had a stop shot. I think we've seen these side pockets can be a little tricky. Played it great. Where's the cue ball end up? He can go rail first.
Yeah, just a little bit scruffy, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that goes back to kind of what I was talking about. I think he could have just stopped it or drawn back had he got a little bit more angle on it. Would have been much more comfortable. Oh, no. Well, that's not ideal, but
He's
it
still
can
got
be
a shot.
made.
Yeah, still got a shot. That's all you, in that situation, that's what you're looking for.
Just needs to step back, reset everything, and say, okay, just got to make this ball.
And it goes, don't flick the... There we go. We're okay. We're okay.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is making a ball and having a chance to run out.
But you've been doing this and you've seen everything. These guys probably haven't seen it, so there's a possibility. I think they may try and play the clock here if they have the advantage like Justin.
Yeah.
I think he may try to play the clock here if he has a clean run out.
Yeah,
I think he does. I think the solids look great.
So he got 3:10. He's got a really good layout, as you say, so you'd expect him to run out here. To go one in front, he's going to leave it. He's going to leave a minute and a half. If he could get that down to a minute 10, minute 15, you are putting more pressure on. It does change things. It puts more pressure onto Payn. So every second you can tick this down, the better.
And on the flip side of that, Payn's had one of the most successful controlled breaks we've seen. So if he were able to get that again, if Justin gets out here and leaves time on the rack, he could very well clean it up and tie it all up again.
Yeah, agreed.
This is just getting real dicey here, isn't it? It's awesome seeing the crowd all around. And at best, Justin can run off about 50 seconds off the clock here if he took 15 every time. But he's not going to. I think you're right. I think we're going to end up in about a minute 30, a minute 20 range.
But I would, if I was in Justin's shoes now, I would be running him down. If he could have got this down sub 130, it puts more pressure on.
Yeah, I mean, he's really giving Payn a chance to clear up here.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it down to 125. Excellent run out. That's the first and foremost. That was the most important thing for Justin Bergman, was to get himself in front for the first time in the match as well. Puts more pressure on. 125 with a good layout is very doable, very much within Payn's scope here, but he has to make a ball. Breaks dry, it's over. Breaks dry, your match is done.
He needs a controlled break with a ball down, and he's got a chance.
Golden break. Oh, it was tracking, but he has got the ball.
Oh, it did fall.
Yeah, and the 8-ball goes. Solids are here. They're all there. There is room. There is time.
Okay, he's just got to take his time, slow down, and play smooth.
Yeah, smooth wins the rack. Now, we talked about this with Sam Henderson earlier on. Expert level clock management here is guaranteeing the shootout, not giving Justin a chance for a golden break in the next frame. So it's about delivering a buzzer beater as well as the clearance.
And I don't know if Payn is familiar enough with how this runs to know that. You know, you would think that in a perfect world, every player reads the handbook 10 times before they get here. However, that's not always the case. These kids travel so much.
I'm not sure that level of clock management's in the handbook. I've got to be honest with you. But he's absolutely in his own mind now. Barring a miracle, he's guaranteed to win this rack. Now you make sure you run the 30 seconds at the same time. He's got the extension in the pocket.
Look at this. He's taking his time. He's put himself in the position.
Yeah, now he is absolutely certain here. So he doesn't need to run. He's got his extension, but he's sub 15 now, so he can do it. Don't leave a second on the clock here, Payn. Do not leave a second.
He doesn't know.
He has left 3 seconds on the clock. He has given Justin Bergman an opportunity to steal it away with a golden break. But you have to say all credit to the young man to come up with that break at that moment under that pressure against that player. That is excellent. We are in for some drama here on the final rack then. It is all about the 8-ball. We haven't seen one yet today, but if Justin Bergman makes the 8-ball, he will win the match. If he makes the 8-ball and the cue ball, Payn McBride wins the match. If nothing happens here, we're going to the 6-ball shootout. All eyes on the 8.
Nobody's watching anything other than the black
It's moving.
ball.
It's moving. It's moving. Can you believe it?
Oh, my God.
And we have a winner in the match. Justin Bergman with the most miraculous golden break we have ever seen. What a match. What a performance.
Oh, my goodness.
What drama we have here. in Louisville. That is absolutely outrageous from Justin Bergman.
And Justin is cleaning up with the crowd. He's having a blast. How crazy was that?
That's incredible. That is, what a moment it is for Justin Bergman. The reigning champion of the shootout books his place in the quarterfinals with a moment of pure magic.
It's going to be an exciting ride, so we're super stoked.
I think the break too on this Brunswick here is hitting them head on. The last two tournaments I played in, I was breaking from the side, and I honestly felt like I was out breaking everybody. A lot of people were trying to hit the head ball on the diamond, and they were breaking dry. But on this table, I think the head ball is the break.
Think so?
I think so.
Well, this Brunswick, this is something that Brunswick is making for us. And then, there's still going to be some tweaks along the way. But, I mean, right now it's playing good.
Yeah.
It's going to get better, which is always a good thing. So it's really a great table, and aesthetically it looks good.
Yeah.
Sam here has a good opening chance to get this rack out. He just needs to work around that 13-15 12 ball. If he can get those worked out, I think he should get out here.
So here, you want to probably, he's shooting, I would see for me, I probably would have shot the 14 first and then saved the 10, because he could have landed so perfect on the 13 after he shot the 10, and then he can get rid of them. But he can get out this way too, so
yeah,
it's really personal preference.
I agree with you, though. I think he would have set himself up really good for that 13 ball, and more of a stop shot than anything else. And that's what you want on that 13 ball.
Like here, if he would have just drawn it a couple inches softer, now he might have had to go into something or do a little something extra. But
we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, he's all right.
You never know how it's going to play out here. And he's definitely going to have to go into it unless he chooses to.
He's not ideal here. He wanted to be a little straighter on the 15. That way he could have just spun out with the outside and got on the 12 or the 13.
And the 15 doesn't pass the 4 ball, so it's going to have to go elsewhere, probably in the side pocket somewhere.
He might be able to draw into the 1 and then shoot the 13, 15.
Oh, that was a good shot.
That's perfect.
That's a really good touch shot. And he can actually just do a tiny itty-bitty bump into the 8 if he had to.
Right.
Just a little bit of stun.
He's going to go into it for sure. Push it closer to the pocket.
Yeah, that's perfect. He's left himself a great shot on the 15, and the 8 ball is practically sitting in the hole for a player of his ability.
Yeah, he's out here 1,000 out of 1,000.
That'll be a good start for the young man from Illinois, Sam Henderson.
Is he from Illinois?
I believe so. You might be giving up the match off the games rather than the clock.
Right.
Look at this break.
See, he didn't even hit those that hard. He hit them really square, but he didn't hit them that hard.
We talked about that.
It's actually the hardest out he's had. Because no matter what, if he takes solid or strikes, he's got to break that.
We talked about that a little bit. Greg Hogue, Spanky, was breaking super hard, but his racks were all coming out and then coming back together.
Really?
So he was breaking really hard, but the layouts were horrible.
Yeah.
And I said something about if he took just a little bit of speed off, it would break better because the layouts would be better.
Yeah.
Sometimes power isn't the key. Sometimes you want to lay some off to get more control. And look at this breakout shot here. He's going to be able to come over and tap that ball.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to get. If he doesn't land on the 11, he might have a thin cut on the 14. Actually, like looking on this other angle, I think he'll be able to see the 14, and he'll be able to cut it in. But he wants to have a shot on the 11 after this, and that's not guaranteed. Like that, I mean.
Like he came out okay, but it was real testy.
He did not want to hit that ball. He was pretty fortunate right there.
Is he going to be okay?
I
Can he
think
cut
so.
the 14?
He can cut the 14.
Yeah,
And
he
the
should
8
be
goes.
Yeah, so cut the 14, try and get straight on the 10 ball, and then just draw back.
Yeah. That definitely could have ended up. He didn't get it. Yeah, he's fine.
He didn't quite end up straight, but I think he'll be okay. All he needs to do is just get his ball to the side rail, or really anywhere close to it.
But the 7, you know, even short of the 7.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You don't have to work too hard. Sometimes you just got to take your medicine.
Just a touch of right here, too, because you don't want to go through the straight high and you might scratch.
Yeah.
So touch of spin will,
Kill the cue ball a little bit, right?
yeah, go to the long rail
Just a nice speed control.
or draw it.
That's a great shot. And Sam
He
Henderson.
overcut that ball a little bit.
He did.
Yeah.
Sam Henderson really looking good against Tom Cousins. Tom hasn't had any chances.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah. Oh, no.
He jumped up. He rushed. I mean, I think he had to rush. But
When I do know that.
that's a big. That's a match winner right there.
Yeah. I mean, Tom was probably close to unscrewing his stick there, you know?
Yeah. Well, now it's going to be 5-4.
Oh, no.
And Tom's break.
He got locked up against the 10. Luckily, he has another shot.
Yeah. He did not get good here.
Well, this isn't good at all.
He's just going to play the 10 into the 5, right? You got to let him
lost
kick.
a turn shot.
Yeah. You got to hope he don't kick it in. And I would say he's got a decent chance at kicking it in.
Yeah, were you contacting the rail?
2 rails up here by the first diamond on the long
going
rail.
2 rails, and if you get...
He's kicking at 1 rail. I'd probably kick 2, but yeah, that
Oh, did he tie up the 8 ball?
he wanted to make sure he hit
Oh,
it.
he tied up the 8 ball.
Yeah,
Well,
but I
this
don't
is
think it
interesting.
matters. I think he's going to shoot the 9, then shoot the 11, and go into the 8. Okay, or the 15, 11, 8. Oh, now he
you
might
know what?
play safe.
He'll play safe, yeah. 11 ball, tap the 10 out.
That's dangerous. You're giving him another kick. And these guys, they kick and hit the ball every time.
Well, he actually played it in a really good spot. And Sam's going to kick at it here, and it's come wide. You know, anytime you're kicking at a ball on slick felt, there's always a risk that it's going to go wide of where it normally would. You know,
I'd
that's
like to
what-
see him 3 foul.
No 3 foul and 8 ball.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. 3 foul and 8 ball would be a crazy rule.
I like the 3 foul.
It
It ain't going to come up that much.
makes it into a chess game, more of a chess game.
Yeah.
I think it's good. So he knows how to do it over there. Good. He may
It's a
not.
little different
He
here.
may not quite know how to do it over here as well.
Wow, how'd that ball hang up?
Yeah, I don't know. That was tough, but
I think they're going to
yeah,
they're going to
this
shoot
match
out
is
anyway. It
definitely
don't
going
matter.
to a 6-ball shootout. And you'll hear a standing ovation from these guys. They'll be ready for the 6-ball shootout. And if you missed the one earlier, Sam Henderson has now been in 2 6-ball shootouts. He won his first one against Ricky Evans while the 4 rail's going.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this break.
Oh, and he made one.
And he made a ball. He's got a really, really good opportunity here. Roll up, shoot the 5, take your time. Yeah, that was a great shot.
This is going to be like under 20 seconds.
Oh, he
no.
took a tough miss.
No.
That's okay. He's just got to control himself.
He got under 24 with the miss.
Wow. I'm going to tell you, that is a great time.
Yeah.
That is a great time, and that's going to put Tom under the gun.
He's just like you. He drew it. He knew where to be. Well, he better shoot. He just wasted 6 seconds and ain't even shot.
Yeah, the cue ball's moving a lot.
Yep.
He's kind of taking his time.
I don't think he's getting it. I don't think
It's
he's got it.
He's going to need to be quick. He's going to need to be quick.
I don't
He
think he
has
got
an
it.
opportunity here.
He might have
He
it.
has an opportunity here. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I'm so
Man.
sorry, guys. I'm kind of stone-faced here. I apologize. What an incredible event we just had there. We'll get a word from Tom Cousins here in just a minute.
But I think most people would have Joe down as the favourite for this match that know them both. Joe certainly would, which is the important bit of what I'm about to get to. And I think if Joe was playing Sam or Tom, he's just playing Paul. But I think there's more to this than that. I think he is almost something more on it subconsciously for Joe, more so than Cleve, I think.
Almost like he has something to prove.
Yeah, definitely something to prove, because there's no doubt that when Ultimate Pool USA began, and Cleve came over, and he's obviously been embraced by the American pool community, and then Joe comes over, and not that he's not been embraced, but he wanted to be part. He wanted to be where Cleve was. Cleve was already getting the shootout invites. He was already there, and I think he was kind of like, well, hang on a minute. I think I'm a better player, and why am I not getting this? And he's had to earn it, and all credit to Joe for that. He's gone away, and he's made 2 finals back to back, and he deserves everything that comes his way because of it. But
not to say that either player hasn't done both, but Cleve's gotten here because he's earned the fans and the people want to see him.
Absolutely, in a different way, for sure.
And Joe has earned it in good play. So
But pool players have egos. This may not be news to anybody. Pool players have egos, and I think there's no doubt about it that there's a bit on this for Joe.
And we've seen a couple mistakes already, several mistakes actually.
Yeah.
So I think maybe in the back of his head, Joe. Every time I've seen Joe play, he's played worry-free pool, and that's what you want to play all the time.
Yeah.
But you can't always play worry-free pool. Sometimes it means a little more to you.
Yeah. And I think, I think that's the biggest thing, is the challenge, the psychological challenge here for Joe. I think he's in danger of not playing the level that he's played in previous matches with Ultimate Pool USA because of his opponent in a strange way.
Yeah, this is going to be almost a battle of attrition as far as the way they're playing, because Cleve obviously doesn't want to lose to somebody that he feels like he's the pro and Joe's the amateur, but Joe definitely wants to prove that he can beat him. So it's really interesting. It's a good story. And
I think it's more than that. Oh, I mean, it's a poor shot from Joe. It really is.
And Joe hasn't been as strong on this Brunswick table. I've seen him make more mistakes on this table than he did in Colorado, maybe as a whole.
What a gift for Cleve, though. What a gift to be given. And he's going to take the opening rack here.
Well, and he should feel really happy with it, because this was almost an 8-minute rack.
Big break for Cleve. Last time he broke, he put together a really good break run.
He's been struggling with his break. He was trying out different break cues in different areas of the table, and he's really been struggling with it. He didn't break good in this first match, and he got a good spread, but he left it wide open for Joe.
He broke that really well, but no result. In fact, the worst possible result. A dry with a big split.
Yeah, I feel like the solids are what you want to take here, but not having much of an opener maybe forced him to go to the stripes.
Cleve was halfway to the table. Either that or he slipped off his chair, but I'm pretty sure I know he tried to style it out. I'm pretty sure he knew what he was doing. Controlled that well.
Bobbled it in too,
Yeah.
but got it in clean. Well, yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time talking with Cleve here and there at events and even while he's back home, and I feel like one of the things that he does do really well is he's always aware of the clock situation. So in that 15-second shot clock, when he knows that he needs to get to the table and get down on a ball, he doesn't really play around a lot. For a big guy, he moves.
Yeah.
Maybe not the lightest on his feet, but he definitely moves, and he doesn't have a problem moving quickly.
That was a nice shot from Joe, just to float the good area.
He's really played that one good. Just one more solid shot is going to tie this up with exactly what you said, right around 6.5. That's a solid tie ball game. As soon as this 8-ball drops, we're in for a treat here.
Yeah, very good from Joe this time. Just get back above it. I would have been tempted to come further down the table on that one and maybe leave this one as your connection back up to the top end to take it down. Oh no, he's going to scratch.
Oh no.
Can you
Ball
believe
in
it?
56 seconds.
This time. There is time here. There is time for Cleve Thompson.
Cleve's a rusher. He's got to slow down. He cannot make another silly mistake with this much time, because I believe from here, if he makes a mistake up until about another 8 or 9 seconds.
If he makes the next 2 balls, then he can't be counted. We're at 30 seconds.
What do you think, 25?
He needed to deal with the 1. He's leaving a problem that the 1-7 don't connect.
So now we're in a situation here. If he doesn't leave himself a shot, we're going to a 6-ball
Yeah, we're
shootout.
going to a 6-ball shootout. There's no counter here, and yeah. Oh, he's made it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my word.
Can he get there?
The
7?
cue ball's not going to stop in time.
The dramaticism has been rampant here in Louisville. What is going on, son?
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a moment to have a shot like that. What a moment to have a fluke. And that's a unique break, but wow.
He made a ball.
He made a ball. The only problem with that, he had to wait a long time for the cue ball to stop.
He's missed that one, but he's set it up in a situation where now he can kind of stop shot. You need to control the cue ball.
Tell you what, this isn't going to be. It's not going to be brilliant. It's not going to be quite where Tom and Sam were,
Solid.
but it's solid.
He's going to be happy. Wow.
Oh, that's tight as well. That miss at the end is going to really, really hurt him. The referees might have a discussion on this one as well for an added 5 seconds. Yeah, I think the referees are just going to go and have a quick conversation. Oh, it's brilliant. Best break of the day.
This is a good spread. Everything's... Don't want the cue ball to move a lot on this.
That's okay. This is where he gets the extra split second. He can afford that. He can afford a little bit here. And now just drop. He's in cruise control here. Don't miss, you win. Might have been tempted to go the other way around, but he was at that point in the table. Makes it, he wins it. Makes it, he wins it. And wins it, he does. Joe Prince went through the ringer in that match, but he comes out on top in a 6-ball shootout over Cleve Thompson, who played his part in the drama, but ultimately comes up short in a shootout once again.
This is a big one, and of course we have one more quarterfinal match. We're going to see Justin Bergman and David Matlock play. The winner of this match will meet the winner of that one. And Chris not happy with his break here.
Yeah, comes up dry with the first break of their quarterfinal.
And When you discuss characters in pool, Greg Hogue is definitely one of those. He's such a nice-mannered guy. He's always smiling, always laughing, likes to have a good time. But he's definitely eccentric, and he loves that. He loves that for himself, and I love it for him. He really is passionate about this game.
I'm not sure that quite came out as he was planning, but it's worked out all right. I'm pretty sure this goes to the bottom right corner, and there is a pattern to get out here.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he wanted to stop that ball and take the 13 while he could, but
that or land a little bit straighter on the be on the 13 and then go through. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, get straighter on the 13 and use the 10 to come down. But now he's going into traffic.
And
there's a lot of moving parts in this attempted finish.
Boy, when Greg hits the ball, he hits it.
Yeah.
And he's hurt himself here because the 11 ball is now pocketless unless you want to take it up top, and it would take a lot to get the cue ball available for that. Greg's not afraid to just move the balls.
What's he going to do here? Come down for the bank, or?
You know, I don't really know. Can he draw it straight back? Well, he can. But then you risk that.
He gets on the bank, not what he was playing for, but he has a shot, I suppose.
He's going to get on the bank, and he's going to have to throw it with inside, so he's going to have to overcut the bank to get another bank on the 8. I don't see him coming around for the side pocket. I don't think the shot's there. We'll find out. He tried to power it. Would not have liked his shot on the 8 ball.
I think he might have had a bank in the corner, you know. I think it does. If he had landed there, I think he'd have been okay with it.
Oh, going in between the 4 and 2 and just this side of the 3, yeah? That's a possibility. And now Chris has got a lot to work with. That 4 ball must not go, because if it did, he would take it now.
That's not worked out.
Yeah, this is getting messier and messier for Chris. He's kind of put himself in a weird spot. He's going to shoot the 3 ball. I almost liked trying for the 4 with the bank and leaving your cue ball up top, trying to hide for the 11. And if you make it, you have something up top. But he's going to end up in a situation where his 4 ball bank is an end-all be-all situation. And
oh, don't go in off.
No.
Oh, no. Don't scratch. That was a poor visit to the table for Chris. He played so well in the back half of his match against Shane Thompson. I was expecting him just to mop those up with a minimum of fuss, but got himself in a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I think he could have gone about it a different way, but regardless, you can't look at that now because Greg Hogue's at the table with just a ball and the 8 ball to take the first rack. You know, some crazy things can come out of it, so that'll definitely be one to
what a shot that is.
familiarize yourself with. What just happened?
I think he's just hit that and used the force. How on earth has this happened? I mean,
oh wow.
Oh, how do you make that one?
Oh no.
And miss the next? That's absolutely incredible, outrageous, and balmy, all in one visit to the table.
Simon, we're gonna sleep good tonight because this has been crazy.
That was just like, the ball doesn't go, so I'm just going to hit it through everything and let them part away, and it's going to go in. That was off the charts. should cost him the rack, and it would put him 3-1 behind in the second half of the game.
Yeah, and this is we really have seen it all today at Rail Yard. I asked earlier what else we could see. Well, I think we're getting to the outer limits, Simon. And we still
Pretty sure there's more to come. We've got one more quarterfinal, 2 semis in the final yet. It's going to be a late night drama here at Rail Yard Billiards, but we've seen a lot already. Chris is just going to run these through pretty quick to get that 2-frame advantage.
This is a big one here.
Yeah, nicely done. Obvious problem at the top here for Greg, and he's not dealing with it early again. This time he tries to go into it and he doesn't get it, so he waited 3 shots to try and get there, and it probably means he's just going to have to turn the table over here. And he does.
Is there a stalemate situation in Ultimate Pool?
Only if there's an impossible escape.
Okay. I didn't think there was.
It's a very, very rare situation. I don't remember it happening. It maybe more than once in the last 4.5 years since Ultimate Pool began.
That's understandable.
This might be called loss of frame, loss of rack. It's going to certainly... There we go. Yeah, he's got to make a genuine attempt to get out of the rack, out of the snooker. And now we're going to see another argument between Chris and our referee, Rich Rhodes. I've got to be honest, I'm going to stand up for Rich Rhodes here. He's got this call 100% right. There was no attempt from Chris to get out of the snooker there. You have to make a genuine attempt. You go to the second ball break, you're going straight into the middle of a cushion.
Oh, I guess I'm weighing the options of I'm more likely to make the 8 from the cut break.
Don't worry about the 8, worry about the cue ball, would be my way of thinking.
Okay. That makes sense.
He's stuck with his normal break, and why wouldn't you when you hit them as well as Chris Mitchell, and he's got the reward by making a ball. So now it's a case of you're not even worrying about the run out here. You're just potting, what's he got, 130 left. He's potting, 3-4 balls and it's all over.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit. There was drama in the only other one that ended like that, but this is going to be a situation where Chris is just going to be able to make a few balls and walk away the winner. Doesn't even have to finish the rack.
Yeah, down to the final minute.
And I think just making the 15, shooting the 10 ball in the side, and shooting something at the 11. By then, your time is up. He's not really slowing down, though. It is all ball game. I don't think Greg can come back from this. And really all that's left here is the handshake. There's not enough time for him to come back. Just less than 30 seconds, less than 15 seconds.
There is time for Chris to win the match in real time, though, and get there before the clock runs out. That's all that's really left in this match.
And I don't even think he's going to attempt at it. He knows he got there.
Very good match, really enjoyable. There's some drama and some strange happenings out in the arena, but it is Chris Mitchell that survives a few scary moments in the middle.
That's for sure.
Oh,
I didn't anticipate a
a run around the table. But I'll remember for next time. I'm prepared for next time.
Yeah, it's a little caveats along the way if you're not super familiar, which, you're always learning something new about the format. But it's been a crazy shootout. I know you watched the Justin Bergman golden break situation.
Man, I tell you what, he's in trouble if he didn't make that 8 on the break, because just like me, I don't think he's very familiar with the
6-ball shootout?
Yeah, the 6-ball shootout format. Not to say that he can't do it, just like I couldn't, but, these younger guys like Payn and Sam, I feel like they've practiced it almost just for fun, and kind of...
How good did Payn play?
He played perfect. Yeah, he put it on him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really been an exciting day here. This is the last of our quarterfinals. We'll be moving on to our semifinals. We know for a fact that Tom Cousins and Joe Prince will be our next matchup. And, of course, the winner of this match, David Matlock, Justin Bergman, will play the now semifinalist Chris Mitchell. And
yeah, crazy shirt foul in that last one. He could have been 3-3 and then got careless. I mean, he knows it's all ball foul. Greg does on that last where it was going to go 3-3 there. Huge swing. I mean,
not only that,
swing.
because you just had the loss of frame, and I know some people didn't quite understand that. As we see David clean up here, that was a great run out. It's the same thing with Justin.
I got to play a little bit more 8-ball because 9-ball in rotation, I play fast, and it doesn't take me very long to develop the patterns. But in 8-ball, it's a little bit unnatural to me. So I can still play fantastic, but it takes me a little longer. So when it gets to that 15-second, if it was 9-ball, I could do it all day. But 8-ball, puts a little bit more strain on me, even as a fast player, because I'm not naturally an 8-ball player. It takes me a second to see what I'm doing.
Well, and not to say that you aren't, but 8-ball is definitely a thinker's game.
Right.
And if you don't develop yourself into being in that thinking mode,
right,
you can definitely make some small errors that may lead to bigger errors. It's I've always said that 9-ball is not a bad game. It's kind of like checkers. It's very much touch and go, find the pattern, shoot the ball in, get out. 8-ball is a little bit more like chess. Not quite as drastic as a Banks game or a one-pocket game, but 8-ball is very much chess and moving and putting yourself in a good position. That was an insane mistake there by Justin.
What did he think was going to happen there? If he was going to hit that ball, he had to hit rail first. He had to hit rail first if he wanted to come off that ball like that.
So I think he
He wanted to
try
just
put the bottom on it.
He was trying to just come off the bottom of that 2 and then hit the rail and then come over into his 15, I believe.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake by Justin.
But the way he hit it, he'd have to hit rail first. You can't hit ball then. That was, for no matter what, going to be a scratch there.
Well, we've seen 2 massive mistakes, one from each player.
This table plays quite different than the outside tables, though, as far as how the rails react.
Yeah.
They're both pretty new, and they both play really great, but the rails are a lot bouncier on the outside tables, so that might have influenced how he played that ball.
That might be it. This is just
because that was really elementary almost for him to not know how that was going to react.
Yeah, you're not going to make that mistake if you're a decent player at
or
all.
Justin.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I really like the way these tables play. I'm a fan of Brunswick in general, and I think that this table plays good. The only negative I could say about it is the rails are sloped kind
they
of
do
downward.
have a little bit of a slope.
So
this is an interesting angle.
He's digging himself a hole here. This ain't good. This ain't good at all.
Yeah, it's okay to dig a small hole if you can leave yourself room to get out, but...
Yeah, I mean, even if he made that ball, he's going to have to come with a super shot.
Yeah, he put himself in trouble, and Justin's going to get a chance to even this back up.
Yeah, that's another... It's going to be another big swing right there. I think he should have took his time a little bit.
100%. Maybe got a I don't ever want to use the word careless, but I think he got a little careless with the.
Just got a little jumpy,
Yeah.
ready to run out when the balls are open, and ended up pushing that 9 over in a spot that it never needed to be.
Exactly. You are 100% right. And Justin's really got a good opportunity here to clean up. He's got the bump on
Got the
the
little
7.
bump. He's going to have to make a tough shot on the 2 now, though.
Yeah, I think he was always trying to get the bump, and he probably knew that if he got a little too much, he'd be okay.
That 2's not a tough shot either. I feel like he's going to make this.
Probably not the shot he absolutely wanted, but he'll be okay.
Oh, for sure not. Heck, if he can slide past the 11, I'd almost feel like that ain't a bad shot to shoot that. Shoot the 1.
Yeah, going real first from
And then
right
you can
there.
just shoot the 2 in the side. But like I said, these are not triple shimmed 9-foot diamonds. So
Yeah, we're not playing on 3 7/8 pockets. I
yeah,
mean,
so if you get a little out of line, these players at this point should be able to manufacture something.
but don't think that the balls won't bobble because we've seen them bobble
Oh,
all
yeah.
day. You do have to still play true to the pocket.
I mean,
That's what I really like about this table is that the pockets aren't triple shimmed like you said, but you still have to hit the center.
right.
If you get too careless and try and cheat a ball too much, it will cost you.
I guess that 8's got to go clean
Yeah,
as a whistle.
Definitely. And he's got a perfect angle on it. Couldn't ask for an easier shot to go up and tie it all up.
That's going to sting. They're shooting fast, too. We still got 8 minutes, 40 seconds left,
Yep.
and it's 4-4.
For Dave Matlock being the most senior gentleman in the shootout, and to be fair, Matlock, when he has broken, and he has broken well, it's been like a 60-second run out.
Right. Balls didn't go on the side,
No ball
and
down.
it's going to be when they don't go on the side on a good break like that, and they spread. You can just tell immediately it's dry. When you break them good like that, and you don't see them go on the side or the up top corners,
But
instantly you're
look
dry.
at this layout too. This is as close to a tic-tac-toe rack as you can get. You can take either one. I personally like the solids.
Yeah, even though it's 15-second shot clock, he needs to just milk every second of every ball right here.
And no reason to rush.
Yeah.
But I think he played the right shot. I think he played the right suit. And I think he's going to get out. And he's going to get out on his own time. He's not going to rush.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably try to get on the 7 here.
This is not ideal.
He's okay, though. If he just shoots the 7, goes back and forth, you can't get hooked on both balls on both sides of the table.
It's true. You do have to give this shot its due diligence.
Absolutely.
Little bounce. We said you couldn't get hooked on both balls. He almost did.
Almost did, yeah.
The one ball does play in the side.
Yeah, he might shoot the 1 and try to crisp past that 8 and the 12 so that he can bump up and get shape on the 3. I think that's what he's going to try.
Right in between them.
Yeah. No, he's going to bump
he
the
went
8.
for the bump.
That's better anyways because you can really contain that.
Yeah. A little bit more control. Your cue balls are going all crazy. And cut the 2 and the... Oh, he's changed his mind. He's gone to the 3 ball.
Yeah, I would want to get that 3 out of there as well. I don't know about that one. I hate shooting the 6 up in that pocket, but it does make it easier. He's going to have to float this cue ball
from the 2 to the 8
to where he is on the other side of the 11. Yep.
That's a good shot. And
yeah, because if you play short there, I just don't think it's worth it. It's a tougher shot to get past the 11, but it makes the rack so much easier.
Well, and you can't say enough good things about Dave Matlock really taking Justin Bergman to his limit. But
see, he needs to take another 10 seconds. He needs to take his all-time. It's 6. I'm sorry, my bad. I was thinking they're going another game.
Another great match there. Justin Bergman, Dave Matlock taking it to the limit.
A lot of great pull ahead.
So Joe gets us underway. Now the big story in this match is obviously, if you may have heard us talk about it throughout the day, but Joe Prince has or did, knock out Tom Cousins by himself in the last Open event. Knocked him out in the first life and then knocked him out in the second life. Beat him twice. What makes it more interesting is the fact that Tom didn't miss a ball in either match. Nor did Joe.
Let's see if he can bring the heat again.
He's going to need to. He didn't play. He didn't play anywhere near his best match in the last against Cleve Thompson, but he did manage to get over the line in a 6-ball shootout. Same as Tom Cousins, who needed a 6-ball shootout as well against Sam Henderson.
Yeah, that was a great match as well.
Good chance here in the opening rack.
Yeah, he should take this on his break.
Now, if you are just joining us, all these matches, 30 minutes, races to 6, whatever comes first. So if the match clock runs out, we stop the race, and it is what it is. And if it's a draw, 6-ball shootout. That's how these two ended up in the 6-ball in their quarterfinals.
Oh, wow.
Major surprise. And they're mistakes he was not making when he played Tom Cousins in Denver.
And as we were talking before the match, now we give Tom the opportunity to show us how good he is at developing these balls with the stripe that laid up on the 2 there. So let's see how he deals with it.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 problems. Doesn't have a great way of dealing with it, but he's so good at figuring this sort of shot out. No way of doing it there. It's an excellent opening ball, though, to get himself into the visit. I think originally he may well have wanted to look for some sort of safe option, but there really isn't anything on the table, so it has to go.
Yeah, you got to go. I think that the one in the side plays nice to open that up as well. Just what the insurance ball is going to end up being is going to be the question, I think.
I like the fact that just while we're waiting for the match to get underway, we talked about the fact that Tom Cousins attacks his bad ball as early as possible, and a rare situation where he's had to leave it late. And it's gone wrong. That's why you attack it early. Went for the control, trying to get that a little bit fuller. Hold on the ball up the table.
Now, what's the play here? You know, tough to play safe with the ball hanging over the pocket. Plays the cross.
Just the easy bank.
Yeah, hey, another day in the park.
Two's tight. I think he can make it work.
Yeah, I think he just rolls and takes his medicine on the 8 in the side, but see if he tries to manufacture something. Oof.
Wasn't taking any chances there, was he? That was using it all.
Mm-hmm.
How about that for an out? First visit to the table for Tom Cousins, and he's asked a big question. He comes up with the answers. That was very impressive to start the match for Tom.
Yeah, it's a great format.
But it is drawn completely randomly and open. So amazing that it's come out this way, potentially. Back to the cup
Wow.
break.
Yep. Everything is wide open.
Level of deflation for Joe Prince sat in his chair, I'd imagine. Look at you.
Yeah,
You do
he's
though.
not-
Don't you analyse the table as you're in your chair, thinking, what chances do I get to the table here?
Right. Yeah, he's not looking as stout as he was before, all propped up. So.
Just for a second, he's slightly worried that he's done some damage to the 7. I think it goes.
Should pass.
Slightly careless if it doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does look like it passes both ways. Not that you really want to shoot past that side pocket, but
Yeah, I'm looking right down it. It goes.
yeah.
So he plays on it.
Perfect.
If it didn't, he would have had an opportunity to move the 14, so he'll be happy with where he's landed. I say he'd be happy where he's landed. He would like to have a little bit more angle than he's got. Only thing here is, does the 2 go down the table?
Right, that's what I'm kind of looking at, and it's funny. Normally you'd think that on our overhead it would be more clear, but it actually looks tighter on the overhead than it does on our other view.
Oh,
So
you're going to get deep into. I spend my lifetime looking at overheads at Maine, and
Yeah.
the number of times I get fooled by the overhead.
let's see what the plan is here. It's a little steep on the 1. I guess he's okay to not flirt with that green stripe there to get back up table, so. He's not sure either, huh?
It must do.
Yep. With ease.
I feel like he's just. I mean, obviously he's taken out three good run-outs here. Joining Ultimate Pool League night.
There's the layup, Simon.
Yeah, it was an easy one, wasn't it? I would say a chance to finish it off straight away. Not a very easy layout, though. More a case of doing whatever you're going to do here relatively slowly.
Yeah, absolutely the play. He's well ahead. He's in control. The layout is not easy to get out. So control what you can control here. And that seems to be the shot clock.
And
That's a nice play.
yeah, just keep it tight.
It's not really like either set is better here that you had to take a ball and play safe. I think that was a very good play to just glue him on the back of it.
Yeah, and also throwing another ball into a sort of congested area as well. Not sure what he was trying to do there. That was a strange one.
Yeah. You'd think he had to have been trying to thin it.
I think he must have been trying to thin it with some English just to get it middle of the top cushion.
Or maybe he was looking for a call of intentional foul to get him out of this one.
Yeah, maybe. We've already seen that today.
Yes, we did.
Chris Mitchell did it a little bit earlier on. Very rare we actually do see it with Ultimate Pool, but we've seen one today. Oh, well, that'll work.
Right?
2 for 1.
Got to give it to Joe trying to make it happen.
4 still a problem. And that should be that. We're under a minute. And all Tom Cousins has to do is put a couple of balls and it will run this clock out. But even if he doesn't, he knows there is nothing that Joe Prince can do. It's a good run through to the semi-finals for Joe, but it's going to be one short of the final that he's been to over the last 2 tournaments. But it is Tom Cousins back into another final. He's back in the shootout final.
Chris has got the break. And it's a big one. But the cue ball is hanging on by a thread. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that ball hasn't fell yet. That is insane. And nonetheless, a ball down. I have a feeling we are in for an absolutely crazy wild ride. Stephen Wyatt and Simon Webb for commentary. And it is our second to last match of the night. Simon, it's been a wild one.
It's been really wild. I feel like it's just flattened out over the last match or two. I mean, that Bergman Matlock match was fantastic. The match we've just seen was a little bit flatter. Tom wasn't quite himself in that match. There's no doubt about it. I briefly caught him. We obviously haven't got time to interview him now that the day's gone, a little bit behind. So we're just motoring through now. But brief chat with him. He just for whatever reason he was just a touch flat and didn't really find his rhythm. But he'll be back for the final against one of these 2 players.
Well, and this is an interesting start to this rack.
Yeah, and this sort of rack early in the match will just take a little bit of a chunk out the clock. We've got 30 minutes to start, race to 6, but just take a little piece out of it. Although that's an excellent shot from Justin. It was such a good match against Dave Matlock. It really was so enjoyable.
It was phenomenal. Having Ricky Evans in here to really break down the patterns. He's another really good pattern play guy. Having him here to break down the patterns, it was great to watch.
I think for a second he thought it scratched inside.
That's not ideal at all. Is he going to try and thin this and come down and break everything out? Or is he going to play for the 7? Oh.
He's working very hard, but he is clinging on to this chance. That was an excellent recovery. I wouldn't say he's back in perfect position, but he's back in position where he can make the 7 and get shape.
I think he's given himself a much better chance with where he's gotten on that.
I'd be delighted with the outcome.
Still a little unsure, for good reason. I think initially he wanted to go 2 rails up the table just a little bit to play the 5 in the bottom right, but I think he's now decided against that. Oh no, he's actually still going to run that. So this is the shot that determines if he can make it out of this rack alive. That was a really good shot there. He's played himself into a position where he can get out of this rack. Not as time consuming as I'd expect, but still, you know, a decent little chunk off the clock.
Yeah, it's going to be over, well, around the 5-minute mark, isn't it?
Still has to deal with this. Not too far.
Oh, no good. No good.
Yeah, and this makes things tough. Is he going to try and cut this in the corner? I feel like the cue ball's going for a ride like that. Oh, and he played it with just a beautiful touch. Wow. It was a long one, but you hear the crowd there celebrating Justin Bergman taking that rack down.
Played it maybe a fraction firmer than I was expecting, but it's worked out.
He played that well. A little scary trying to get down there, but came out well.
He's got a decision to make here, really, hasn't he? How is he going to go about the way these connect? The stripes are all kind of in the way. It looks easy, but it just needs some thought.
I think the key here is he needs to handle the 2 and the 5 pretty quickly. I don't think he needs to wait till the end for those.
Which he can do now, but he's going to have to hit a gap.
I personally prefer the 2 there, but
yeah, I was with you because I don't like, even if he hits the gap, I don't like the 2 up the table.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want a chance getting straight on it when I need to come back up the table like that. He's got a little bit of angle, so that definitely helps. He's going to play just a little bit of top right and try and come around 2 or 3 rails. Oh, is he drawing? Okay, no, we're good.
Little shy.
It could have done to be a few rolls further, but I think he'll be okay. This is just the stun. Just needs to hold the cue ball. Don't want to come too far out. Can even come 2 rails, but oh wow.
And that was coming up just a little bit short on the previous shot. Just makes that just that fraction harder, and it costs him.
I feel like in that situation, now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I might have let my cue ball run 2 rails across to promote the ball going in the hole. Anytime you put it outside on the ball, it can keep it from going in the hole. A little spin on the object ball can hurt you when you're trying to go into a pocket with a semi-deep shelf. And these Brunswicks definitely do have a little bit of a shelf on them.
This rack hinges on Justin getting good shape on either of the 2 balls at the top of the table, really.
This is a very pivotal shot here. Taking the 15. He's going to need to be left well on his next ball. Good news is he's got options. If he rolls too far on one, he'll have the other, but
Yeah, just ideal, isn't it?
I don't know if he could have taken ball in hand and felt better about it. Just a little bit of angle on that shot to really help him be able to cut that ball in the pocket. That was a really, really nice run. Unfortunate mistake for Chris, but I think it was just a small error, and it really cost him. And I think it all stemmed back from the shot choice on the pattern.
Yeah, it was one of those, wasn't it, where there was just enough stripes in the way, making you have to kind of work hard, and you pick a good pattern there, you make it look easy. And
A little bit easier of a match here so far. It's not over yet, but he's not in any real trouble at the moment. Watch the 8 ball.
just giving it a little right this time. Still a good break and a good opportunity to wrap it up.
Can he get to the 7 ball? Yeah, he can. This looks pretty cut and dry for Justin here. That's a good shot there by Justin. Really good control of the cue ball. Another good shot. It's kind of a scary shot right there. Some stuff could have gone wrong, but he's going to have to move the cue ball around because the 8 ball doesn't go in the top right.
I'm surprised he didn't take this one out earlier, but back himself to play that beautiful positional shot, and how about that?
Good
2
shot.
rolls short of perfection. Fantastic. This 8 ball for his best win scoreline wise. Really high quality ball once again from Justin Bergman.
Absolutely. There it is.
And the Denver Shootout champion is into another final, and he has a familiar foe in that final. Tom Cousins will take on Justin Bergman for the title. It is exactly the same final as we have seen before. Last time in Denver, it was Justin Bergman that got the victory over Tom Cousins, who will walk away with the title and the trophy here in Louisville. It's Tom Cousins with the opening break, and Simon Webb and Stephen Wyatt with you for the final. We've been with you all day long, and Stephen, I think, is it fair to say we've seen both players play some unbelievably good pool today? But I think if we go just on the semi-final performances, maybe Tom's just was a bit flat. He didn't play his best game in the semis for whatever reason. Didn't find his rhythm. He said he wasn't feeling great, but Justin's just played all but lights out in that semi-final.
That's fair to say, but it's also funny because Tom kind of had his way with Joe and was a really comfortable win, whereas Justin's had to fight for all of his matches today prior to the semifinals. So I think at this point, because it is later in the night, I think this might come down to stamina. Who can hold that head game better in this final? Because Tom's had a few bit easier matches, if you want to say it like that. He hasn't had as many close calls other than the 1-6 ball shootout.
But he did have the early start. You know, Tom was first match of the day at 11 a.m., whereas Justin was, what was he, final match? Yeah, it was the final. So maybe that's a factor. I don't know. Pool players are used to playing late into the night. I mean, we don't see it as much with Ultimate Pool USA, the way the tournaments are scheduled. This is a significantly late finish, really. First time I think we've seen anything go close to midnight.
Yeah, by far our latest running event that we've ever had. Most of our events are no matches past 11. A little bit different here under the circumstances that we've had so many close matches, but that goes to show you the talent here at the Louisville Open and the Louisville Shootout. It's very high, and so we've been in a treat today with what we've seen, and we're not quite done yet. We're almost there, but I think there's a few more fireworks left.
Tom's done really well here in the opening rack, though. This was a challenge and had to do a lot of work early. He's done it well, and said he was flat and struggling a little bit with control in the semi-final. But if he can start with a nice run out here, he might start to find a rhythm. Although he would like to have had an extra turn on that one.
Yeah, and he's going to come out fine, but you know, sometimes this opening rack is the precedent, and this he came up very short on. This is not what he wanted at all, and if he gets out here, he should feel fortunate. It's not that difficult of a shot, but it didn't have to be this hard at all.
No mistakes with the 8-ball. Missed 2 8-balls in the semi-final against Joe Prince. Back-to-back shots, in fact, but.
Watch the 8-ball here. Justin's been flirting with it.
He's going again. It's another golden break for Justin Bergman, and he doesn't realise. He doesn't even notice. Not as dramatic as the last one, but every bit as important. He gets a frame on the board, and we're all square at 2-2. Oh, it is. Oh, I thought he had it again. Can you believe it?
A little kiss kept it from going into the side pocket.
It was tracking for a moment, wasn't it?
It's insane. Got several kisses, and just crazy how that happens. You could ask somebody what the chances are of making the 8-ball in the break, and most people are going to say it's a very low chance. But Justin has just really been on point with making the 8-ball move, and anytime it moves, there's always a chance it falls.
Most importantly, though, from Justin's perspective, he's making other balls. He's giving himself opportunities off his break at a very consistent pace. Just caught that maybe a hair full, but he's fine. He's opened it up. He catches it just a touch less. The cue ball comes further away, but it's still fine. He can come down the table. He can even clip it in now. His choice. Oh, slight issue here. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, there's a foul's been called here. Hopefully we get to see this one again. Tom asked Justin, did you know the black moved? And he said yes. So there must have been a foul there. I'm sure we'll have a replay coming in any second to show that. Let's have a look.
Yeah, just barely.
I have to say some good sportsmanship out there, really. Both players kind of acknowledging it and dealing with it.
And, you know, the referee staff is great, but they can't always see everything. So it's always good to have class between the players.
And it's a huge moment though as well. I mean, look at the ease in which Tom is going to run this out. You know, this would be Justin doing this without that foul, and that would be for 4-2. Instead, it's going to be 3-3.
This could very well be a turning moment, and You know, we talked about seeing everything, and this just adds to the list. Fortunate for Justin, but very sportsman-like moment there. Can't count anything out today.
You just never know. He'll just take a ball, to be honest. He'd take a ball, any colour. He hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Oh, no.
And nothing else, though. Nothing else.
And the stripes are really, really in a good spot.
Yeah, this is the chance for the title. The way that Tom Cousins has played today, the way that Tom Cousins has played in this match.
Does he have a good opener?
Yes, I think he does, doesn't he? Does he have to?
I don't think the 12 ball, I don't think he can see it.
He's okay. He's okay, I'm sure. Just turned it a touch.
Definitely had to spin it a little bit, but it was a great shot. And Tom Cousins is set up beautifully to get a little bit of revenge and a trophy as the 2024 Louisville Shootout champion. He's just got to make it through this rack. Rub on the 11 there.
Yeah, not quite where he was playing. I was going to say, there's a little rush for time on that one.
Can't count out the thought of a little bit of drama.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Match.
Just the tiniest bit of hope here for Justin, but not much. If he's straight, it's no good. If it's straight, it's really no good. And he scratches the head. He's not good here.
I think he has the tiniest sliver of being able to draw this ball behind the 6-3 and come out okay. Did he get there?
He's okay. He's already looking at the angle. I'm assuming the 8 must go in the same pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it does.
And he's on it. This 8 ball for the title.
Well, there was just a little bit of drama there, but Tom really played it out. And he is going to be the Louisville Shootout champion. Wow, what a match.
What a match that is. What a performance from both players. But top cat Tom Cousins has done it again. He is winning all around the world, all games. When it comes to 8-ball pool, he is the man right now. And he adds the Louisville Shootout title to his ever-growing list.
To our champion, Tom Cousins. It really has been an unbelievable day of pool here. We have seen so many dramatic moments, golden breaks to win matches, buzzer beaters, 6-ball shootouts galore. Ended up with the same final that we've seen before, but a different result this time. It is Tom Cousins that walks away with the trophy. We will be back actually later today. Day 2 gets underway at 11 a.m. and we will see you in a few hours.